Fred Finch Youth Center has actually been providing critical services to kids in California since 1891. Started as an orphanage, as many children serving agencies did back at that time. And over time, we've evolved to provide multiple programs in about 8 different counties between Northern California and San Diego.
The Fred Finch Dual Diagnosis Program is a residential treatment program that serves kids that are impacted both by a psychiatric diagnosis and by a developmental delay. They tend to be complex kids, and oftentimes their parents and families have struggled to maintain them in their own home. The goal of the Fred Finch Dual Diagnosis Program is to really stabilize a youngster's behavior, and really with the intent of moving them back into home, or what we call a less intensive level of care. They really belong in a family environment, so it's our intention to move them back to that family environment as quickly as possible.
One of the missions of Fred Finch is to help children, young adults, and families heal from trauma. And when you as a child have experienced trauma in your life, your physical environment is very important to the healing process.
Always, to my knowledge, in the history of our company, Kirk Bobo has set aside a certain amount of funds and support for the community, and he's always been very passionate about that. And our office in Memphis did a really big project with Treadwell Middle School in Memphis. This year was our opportunity to do that with the Kirk Bobo grant in San Diego, and so we wanted to have a similar impact that our Memphis office did. It's just an opportunity every year for us to get together and choose an organization in the community that is impactful.
We really wanted to find a way to make this environment great for the kids. Everything started and ended with the experience for the kids here. We identified 3 major areas for this property. One is a public zone where the families and the kids come to visit. Another is an active zone, and the third is a quieter, contemplative zone. And that's the zone that we really focused on for this first effort. And we really wanted to find a way to connect the elements that they already had, like the gazebo and the houses, to each other, because right now they weren't really cohesive, but find areas where we could have the kids have more opportunities to have quiet interactions with the counselors or with themselves, and make a safe, inviting environment for all the kids here. You know, we had a great team. It started with our steering committee. We had a great group of people that all had pieces of the different parts of the design, the execution, the acquiring of the materials. We identified the big ideas, the big 3 spaces with Bruce, and worked through a few big ideas with him. And then we had some design shreds, and we opened it up to the whole office, and we just pinned the spaces up on the wall. We got Post-it notes and just wrote out on the wall different ideas. We took photos and posted it on the wall. We brought Bruce back into our work area and showed him our wall, which I think was a really great opportunity for Bruce to see how we worked through some of our design ideas. What was great about that is it got everybody involved, got everybody's ideas in there.
One of the biggest hurdles in planning this project is the budget, the limitations of the budget. We wanted to do so many things, but we, as a committee, we came together and distilled the best ideas, the ones that were easier to implement and more cost effective, and at the same time would provide the most impact for the youth center. Today we are finishing the laying of the pavers. The previous week we had laid out the design, and now we're starting to lay out the pavers. We laid out the base, we marked the center lines of the paths, and now the work of completing the pavers and laying out the mulch.
In working through the process of designing a space for this particular end user, safety and durability and easy maintenance were our biggest factors that we wanted to include in the development of this project. We needed to make sure that the elements that we provided in the space were pretty indestructible and couldn't be used as weapons. In that, I think we were super successful. We did go over a little bit on our volunteer hour time. As a result, we have a beautiful project and it's set up perfectly for the next phase in the coming years, and I'm excited to see what the future holds.
The team and the culture at HBG is different and it's special, and the fact that people are out here on a Friday afternoon volunteering their time shows you the kind of people that we work with. It's hot out today. This ground is not soft. This digging, it is difficult, and it just shows you the type of people who work at HBG Design.
This project is absolutely amazing. From the minute I stepped into the backyard, I could instantly see how the children and their families would respond to such a calming and meditative environment. The San Diego team really outdid themselves, and we're very proud that we were able to accomplish this for the Fred Finch Youth Center.
The property where our treatment center is a wonderful site. It provides a sense of physical and psychological security. We have limited funds when it comes to capital improvements or even just beautification to the extent that we'd like. We certainly do it. The fact that HBG stepped up and adopted us for this project was just wonderful. Not only do the materials come, the talent of this firm in terms of their expertise in design was very welcome. They came up with an amazing design. In fact, what started as a project that was completed evolved into a full landscape design for the entire property. So in essence, this is the first phase of many in that we would like to fully implement their design plans, which were just magnificent. So the design features that they came up with for this particular area of the plan was just amazing. Not only from a beautification perspective in terms of aesthetics, but it really did provide now a space where the youth and staff can congregate. It's a very peaceful environment. I think the kids will be really appreciative, not only of the fact that, a crew of community members came and put this effort into this, but the space itself, as designed, is supposed to be a very meditative, calming space, which I believe it is. I remember when we first met for a planning meeting back in July, we started with my simplistic idea of painting this gazebo, which ultimately led to that full design plan that you did for our entire property. I can only imagine what I would have had to pay for that professional kind of work. And then to see this space and what it turned into, and foreseeing how the kids will not only enjoy it, but I think it'll bring them peace of mind because it's such a nice, calming space. Now we're going to have to, match the quality and aesthetics of this build to keep going. And I appreciate you for that impetus to start such a project as well. So can't thank you enough. Thank you very much.
1, 2, 3, HBG!